pulled something special out of the closet to perform tonight, and I chose something from the Mr. Smee collection. Thank you. I'm really glad to see that so many of you are drinking beer. I can relate to a beer drinker. I've had a few opportunities not too long ago to perform at a winery, and I don't drink wine. I don't know anything about wine. So I actually tried to write a few jokes to connect with the audience, but to be honest, none of those jokes really turned out all that great. I mean, I'm not an idiot. I know there are different kinds of wine. I know there's like, Cabernet and Riesling and boxed. I actually did go to Sonoma, too. I've been to wine country with my family, and though I don't drink wine, I bellied right up to the bar with everyone and figured out what paired best with what, and I actually learned on that trip that I actually pair best with a Dr. Pepper and a fun-sized Snickers. So, good trip. I actually tried to tell a few jokes with the wine crowd, and they weren't impressed, and so I just put a cork in it. Actually, I'm not a drinker at all, really. I mean, I drink water. Well, unless I'm in Flint. Then I pretty much drink anything but water. Isn't that crazy? What's going on in Flint? Can you believe that? I mean, a couple of years ago, it was we're all unemployed. And then it was we're all evicted. And now it's we're all poisoned. Those people are looking for something to complain about, if you ask me. Blah, 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 poison. Flint. So we're right in the middle of my favorite season. That, of course, is election season. I get so excited about it. I'm not sure, though, if there are more people running for the Republican Party nomination or more minority groups who have been offended by Donald Trump. Either way, both make me proud to be an American. Very proud. You know what else makes me proud to be an American is the different ways that scientists bring new things into our world. I don't know if you guys heard this, but recently scientists discovered a new species of daddy long-legged spiders. It's true. They discovered what they're now calling the flying daddy longlegs, which isn't good news in my opinion. I don't like them on the ground. Flying doesn't seem to give me any more control of that situation. Anyway, scientists said it was really easy for them to identify this flying daddy longlegs because he had a passport and a carry-on bag. I'm also proud to be an American based on how much TV Americans like to watch. I'm proud of that. Nothing shameful about that, especially Netflix. You can watch anything as much as you want. So like a month ago, I'm sure I wasn't the only one that got excited about Making a Murderer, right? Who watched Making a Murderer, right? I'll be honest with you, when I first started watching Making a Murderer, I thought I was watching a documentary about bad haircuts. And if you put on mute, that's what you're watching. And then you turn it on, you're like, what? He was accused of rape? What is going on here? It's a plot twist. Well, murder has gotten so many people's attention that the networks are now deciding to add murder to their other reality shows, to tweak their themes. Have you heard about this? TLC has announced their new lineup for the fall is going to include Making Over a Murderer. That's good, right? Sounds exciting. A couple of other networks have introduced Murdering with the Stars. Pretty good. America's Next Top Murderer. That's going to be a good one, too. The one I'm the most excited about, to be honest, is So You Think You Could Murder? It's going to be awesome. You guys probably heard about a month or so ago, El Chapo, the international Mexican drug lord, was finally arrested, right? It's good that he was arrested for obvious reasons, but El Chapo is really proud of what he's contributing to society. In fact, in his statement to police, he said, I deliver more marijuana, more cocaine, more meth, and more heroin than anyone else in the world. To which Amazon replied, not with free 2-day shipping. deodorant in my cart, books for the kids, and some heroin. It's all in my cart. El Chapo. It is too bad, actually, that he's in prison if you're a movie fan, because who knows how long it's going to be before he'll get to make movies again with his brothers El Harpo and El Groucho. So I have some exciting news to share you on a personal front. Since April, I've lost about 75 pounds. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel great. I'll tell you, I saw someone the other day that I hadn't seen in a long time, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, you have lost a ton of weight." And I was like, "Not quite 2,000 pounds, give or take." But I was like, maybe he meant metric tons. And then I thought, that doesn't make any more sense either. Which then got me thinking about the metric system and how Americans don't know anything about the metric system. But then I thought we actually do more than we realize. We use the metric system on a regular basis, right? We use it when we're getting Mountain Dew 2 liters. And we use it when we're getting grams of cocaine. So if you've been purchasing those, well done. You've been using the metric system. It's only been recently that I've actually started exercising. I just kind of changed my diet, but recently I've been exercising. I decided to hire a personal trainer. But with the budget and time I had, I really could only afford an animal trainer. So it's a little weird. I roll over a lot, jump through hoop. Last week I jumped through a flaming hoop and the gym clapped for me and I did it again. I have never been more motivated for treats though. It's very easy to play dead at the end of those workouts. Very easy. So doing comedy for free doesn't pay nearly as much as you think it would. So I've been supplementing my income with some part-time gigs, delivering pizza, pole dancing. One of those was more successful than the other. Since then, I've decided also to become an Uber driver. That's right, I drive for Uber. For those of you who don't know what Uber is a car service that matches people up who have a car with drunk people. People ask me, do you like driving for Uber? Yeah, I'm finally getting paid to do something I've been doing like a genius since I was a little kid, and that is talking to strangers. Good at that, really good at that. I have been asked a lot too, don't you get afraid when strangers get into your car? And no, I'm never afraid. Honestly, Uber keeps track of everything, so I may get killed. They'll find you. I also kind of see it as a situation similar to if you're hiking and you encounter a wild animal. They're just as afraid of me as I am of them, right? That honestly is completely based on an assumption because I've never encountered a wild animal or been hiking. I'll leave you with this. I get asked the same questions all the time. It's like Groundhog Day every time I'm driving for Uber, the same 5 questions all the time. And I put together a list of the top 5 questions and my typical responses to those questions. So here they are. Number 5 question I always get asked, how long have you been driving? Since I was 16, like most people. It's a weird question. Number 4, do you have another job besides driving for Uber? Do you work somewhere else? Is this your full-time job? I usually like to look deeply into their eyes in the rearview mirror and tell them, I also deliver drugs. 2 birds, 1 stone. And then there's awkward silence like now. Question number 3, I always get asked, has anybody ever puked in your car? Come on, who's puked in your car? They ask me like I've never been asked that before. No, not when I've been Ubering, but yes, when I haven't been Ubering. So I don't really know how to answer that question. Question number 2, I always get asked, you have any crazy stories? Come on, tell me a crazy story. It's an original question. They asked me, and I usually tell the story about how I picked up a guy on one side of town, and he was really chatty and friendly, but immediately when he got into my car, he said, I have 2 DUIs and no license. And I was like, well done! I don't know what to say to that. And we continued continued chatting. He was talking, and he interrupted himself, and he said, do you mind stopping at this liquor store up here? And I laughed out loud until I realized he meant that. I realized that he didn't even recognize the irony in what he was saying, which is how I knew I would see Governor Snyder in my car again. And the number one question I get asked, no matter where I am, what time of day it is, or who it is, the number one question I get asked is, why are you naked? I'm Catye Palomino. Thank you.